6th ICSC. Welcome to the Wisdom 360 Prodigy live classes. Today we will be continuing the chapter number 3, that is the cell. In the previous class we discussed about the cell theory and the scientist who discovered the cell. Let us recall. You know that the cell is the basic structural and functional unit of life, that you can say the cell as the structure and function. We will be studying about the organelles or the parts of the cell which are constituting the cell. Cell is the basic unit of life. You know that the cell makes the body of the organism, whether it may be a plant or an animal. The plant and animal are, the plants and animals are made up of units called cell. The cells are the basic structural and functional unit of life. Structural means बनावट, structural and functional unit of life, and also new cells arise from pre-existing cells. Pre-existing means old cells, pre-existing cells, or you can say the cell divides. These are the basic points postulated by different scientists constituting our cell theory. Okay, these are the points of the cell theory. Cell theory was given by three main scientists. First was Matthias Schleiden. Next point, that was the cells are the basic structural and functional unit of life, was given by Theodor Schwann. And the last point, that is the new cells arise from pre-existing cells or the cell divides, was given by Rudolf Virchow. Okay, all the organisms, whether it may be a plant or animal, are structured and functional through units called cell. And these are the main points of the cell theory, which was postulated by Matthias Schleiden, Theodor Schwann and Rudolf Virchow. Now we will be discussing about the structure and the components of the cell. Before that, you should be knowing that cells are of two types. Cells are of two types. One is known as the primitive or prokaryotic cell. Okay, the other one is known as the true nucleus or the eukaryotic cell. Okay. Prokaryotic and eukaryotic are the two types of cells which are found in the living surrounding. Pro means primitive. Primitive means first. Pro means primitive and karyon means nucleus. U means true and karyon means nucleus. In the eukaryotic cell, in this type of cell, the nucleus is definite, and in prokaryotic cell we have indefinite nucleus. Okay, what do you mean by definite and indefinite nucleus? These are based upon the membrane or the layer. Membrane or layer which surrounds the nucleic material or the structure of the cell, which we studied, like we did study about the cell membrane or the plasma membrane, and the liquid inside the cell which is called as cytoplasm, and the nucleus which is present inside the cell. Primitive nucleus or indefinite nucleus is like this. The nuclear membrane is not defined, or you can say the genetic material or the nucleic material floats. Membrane means layer. Yes, membrane indefinite है या फिर proper नहीं है, इसे prokaryotic cell कहेंगे. When the membrane is definite, or you can say when the membrane appears, this kind of cell is called as eukaryotic cell. There is such difference between the prokaryotic and eukaryotic cell as the membranes of the inner organelles of the part that is called cell. The other cell organelles means the tiny parts of the cell, are not having a definite membrane or layer. Okay, other cell organelles are like with the same kind of membrane, that is indefinite membrane, and these are forming the prokaryotic cell. And when the eukaryotic cell came, the membranes were defined. Okay, this was showing the evolution or the development of life or organism present on earth. Okay, these are the two kinds of cells which are found in the living surrounding. Next, now we will be studying about the cell organelles or the cell parts. As you all know that we are having blood in our body which does the function of transportation or circulation. In our blood there are cells like red blood cells, WBC is called white blood cells, etc. Similarly, in any organism, the cell is having a membrane or layer that encloses the inner content, and this membrane is termed as the cell membrane or plasma membrane. Inside this membrane, there is a liquid filled inside the cell known as cytoplasm. Cyto means cell, plasm means liquid. So, the liquid of the cell is known as cytoplasm. Inside this cytoplasm, there are tiny other parts floating around and performing their specific control center of the cell. This is also known as the control center of the cell. Why it is called as the control center of the cell? Because it regulates the functions of other cell organelles. Other cell organelles like ribosomes, mitochondria, Golgi bodies, endoplasmic reticulum, plastids are present in a plant cell wall, centrosome, lysosomes. These are present specifically in plant or animals. For example, as you all know that plants are having cell wall, and the basic structure of the plant cell and animal cell comprises of these three parts: cell membrane, cytoplasm and nucleus. Other cell organelles, these are the common cell organelles in the plant or animal cell, and in animal cell there are certain cell organelles present which are absent in plants. Cell wall is only found in plants, which is made up of cellulose, a complex carbohydrate. This cell membrane is semi-permeable in nature. Semi-permeable, permeable matlab permission, semi-permeable in nature. What does that mean? Semi-permeable का मतलब ये permission देती है अपने through particles को आने जाने देने की. So semi-permeable nature means it allows certain materials to pass through it. Cytoplasm is the jelly-like substance. Cytoplasm is the jelly-like substance in which all the life functions are performed. Life functions means life processes like excretion, circulation, etc. Okay, cytoplasm is jelly-like substance in which all the life functions are performed. The nucleus regulates the functioning of other cell organelles. Other cell organelles which are present inside an animal that are firstly, you come to know about the nucleus having the nuclear membrane. Okay, the nucleus is covered with a membrane known as nuclear membrane, and the structure which I made attaching the nucleus to the cell membrane or the plasma membrane is the other cell organelle present in an animal cell, and this structure which I made is known as endoplasmic reticulum. Endoplasmic reticulum. Endoplasmic reticulum does the function of internal support and also provides a pathway to the transportation of material within the cells and between the cells. Okay, एक सेल के अंदर ये पाइपलाइंस की तरीके का फंक्शन करता है एंडोप्लाज्मिक रेटिकुलम, जिसके थ्रू मेम्ब्रेन्स के आने जाने के बाद मटीरियल्स मूव करते हैं. Attaching with these endoplasmic reticulum are present the small granular structures known as ribosomes. Ribosomes does the function of protein synthesis. Ribosomes. Ribosomes are small spherical globular proteins which have the function of production of proteins in the cell, or these are also known as protein factories. Apart from this, there is a structure called as Golgi bodies. Golgi bodies appear like the stacks having small spherical outgrowths which does the function of secretion. That's why the Golgi bodies are also called secretion or secretory bodies. They help in the transportation of materials within the cell or outside the cell. Okay, in the plants these are also called as dictyosomes. Okay, in plants Golgi bodies are also called as dictyosomes. I'm just writing it down. Dictyosomes in plants. These have the function of secretion and also the transportation of materials within the cell or outside the cell. Next comes the two kinds of endoplasmic reticulum. There are two types of endoplasmic reticulum. Endoplasmic reticulum attaches the nucleus with the cell membrane and the part which have ribosomes attached to it. The portion of the endoplasmic reticulum on which the ribosomes are attached is called as rough endoplasmic reticulum, or you can call it in short form rough ER. Okay, ER means endoplasmic reticulum. And the portion where no ribosomes are attached is called as smooth endoplasmic reticulum or smooth ER. Okay. Inside the nucleus is present the genetical material. Genetical material का मतलब क्या है? There are some characteristics we got from our parents. Characteristics मतलब विशेषताएं और features. न्यूक्लियस के अंदर प्रेजेंट होता है लिक्विड जिसका नाम है न्यूक्लियोप्लाज्म. Nucleoplasm, the liquid present inside the nucleus. Okay. And inside this nucleoplasm is present the chromosomes. Chromosomes are thread-like structures which are formed from the chromatin thread-like structures or network at the time of cell division, and over these chromosomes is present the DNA. You must have studied or seen this type of structure somewhere in movies or other, in which genetical codes are given or some stranded structure. The structure is like this. इसको zoom करके हम यहाँ बना रहे हैं. And this is the double helical structure of DNA. और इसमें codes होते हैं, genetical codes, which are responsible for the characters attained by us from our parents. ठीक है, ये ऐसा होता है. और ये DNA के strands हैं. DNA के strands हैं. और DNA क्या है, इसका क्या फुल फॉर्म है, ये क्यों प्रेजेंट है, ये सारी चीज़ें हम डिटेल में डिस्कस करेंगे हायर क्लासेस में. बट एक नॉर्मल इन्फॉर्मेशन कि इनसाइड द न्यूक्लियोप्लाज्म इज प्रेजेंट द जेनेटिकल मटीरियल दैट इज कॉल्ड क्रोमोसोम्स, ओवर विच द DNA is present. In that strands is present the genetical or hereditary unit called gene. Okay, gene is the basic unit of heredity or inheritance. And what is inheritance or heredity? It is the passing up of characters or traits from the parents to the child or offspring. Okay. Apart from this, there are certain other cell organelles inside a plant cell. Okay, this was the structure of an animal cell. इसी में changes आएंगे और present होगा कुछ extra और कुछ reduce होगा जो कि एक plant cell में होता है. Okay. Mitochondria is also present in animal cell, and the structure of the mitochondria is like inside this. This is called as mitochondria or the powerhouse of the cell. Okay, the mitochondria is also called as the powerhouse of the cell because it helps in the production of energy. These structures, the depressions are called cristae. Okay, the mitochondria have membranes, the inner and outer membranes, and it is the site of respiration. Okay, the site of respiration. Okay, this is the animal cell. Let us recall, inside this cell is present the largest cell organelle named as nucleus. The nucleus is covered with a membrane called nuclear membrane and is filled with the liquid called nucleoplasm. The nature of the cell membrane is semi-permeable. That means it allows certain materials to pass through it. The jelly-like substance, that is cytoplasm, does the function of performing all the life processes, example respiration, circulation, etc. The Golgi bodies or dictyosomes in plants does the function of secretion and also the transportation of materials within the cell and outside the cell. The endoplasmic reticulum acts like a factory or the pipelines of the cell, which helps in the transportation of materials within the cell and outside the cell. The ribosomes are the protein synthesis structure which does the function of production of proteins. Every cell is made up of proteins. Ribosomes, when attached to the endoplasmic reticulum, they are called as rough endoplasmic reticulum. This portion is called as rough endoplasmic reticulum, and the portion of the endoplasmic reticulum without the ribosomes is called as smooth endoplasmic reticulum. Okay, the mitochondria is called the powerhouse of the cell and also the site of respiration because it provides energy to the cell. Inside the nucleus is present the genetical material on the chromosomes on the strands called as DNA or deoxyribonucleic acid. ये पास ऑन होता है पेरेंट से चाइल्ड में, जिसकी वजह से हमारे फीचर्स या कैरेक्टरिस्टिक्स मम्मी या पापा के सिमिलर होते हैं, लेकिन कॉपी नहीं होता, एग्जैक्ट कॉपी नहीं होता, बिकॉज वी आर द ऑब्जेक्ट और द प्रोडक्ट of sexual reproduction. And what do you mean by sexual reproduction? Reproduction is the term which is used for the life processes of producing a child of their own kind from the parents to the offsprings. Okay. Gene is the unit of inheritance or heredity. That means the passing up of characters or traits. ये एक यूनिट है, यूनिट ऑफ हेरिडिटी. पेरेंट्स से बच्चे में जो कैरेक्टर्स आते हैं उसका पासिंग इसकी वजह से ही होता है, जीन के ट्रांसफरेंस की वजह से. डीएनए कैरी करता है इन जीन्स को और डीएनए प्रेजेंट होता है क्रोमोसोम्स पर. क्रोमोसोम्स थ्रेड लाइक स्ट्रक्चर्स हैं जो कि न्यूक्लियस के अंदर प्रेजेंट हैं, एंड दीज आर कॉल्ड एज द कैरेक्टरिस्टिक और द ऑर्गेनल विच हेल्प्स इन द सेल डिविजन. ओके, इन प्लांट्स certain other cell organelles are present which are bigger than the nucleus. Okay, let us make a plant cell again. जो भी सेल ऑर्गेनल्स कॉमन है वो आपने यहाँ समझ लिए हैं एनिमल सेल में, और जो प्लांट्स में एक्स्ट्रा चीज़ें हैं और जो कुछ एनिमल में नहीं है प्लांट्स में है वो अभी हम फिर से डिस्कस करते हैं. A plant cell have a cell wall. एक्सटर्नल प्रोटेक्शन के लिए, एक्स्ट्रा प्रोटेक्शन के लिए. इनफैक्ट एक्स्ट्रा प्रोटेक्शन क्यों चाहिए होती है प्लांट सेल को? बिकॉज एनिमल्स कैन मूव फ्रॉम वन प्लेस टू अनदर, बट प्लांट्स कैन नॉट मूव फ्रॉम वन प्लेस टू अनदर. They have to be at one position throughout their lives. These are the structures which are present only in a plant cell. The outer membrane of the cell is known as the cell wall. Inner is the cell membrane itself. This is a plant cell. And the large portion which is present in a plant cell is called as the vacuole. Vacuole is the cell organelle which does the function of storage. Vacuole is present in the plant cell and is negligible or very small in an animal cell. Okay, this is known as the nucleus, and this portion is known as the kitchen of the cell, that is the chloroplast. Chloroplast contains the green colored pigment called as chlorophyll that traps the solar energy and convert it into chemical energy in plants. In this, the Golgi bodies are called as the dictyosomes. ठीक है. Mitochondria is present. Mitochondria is also performing the same function in the plant cell, that is the production of energy and the site of respiration. The endoplasmic reticulum is also present, smooth endoplasmic reticulum and rough endoplasmic reticulum. The ribosomes are also present, same as in the animal cell. In this, the plant cell, the cell organelle named as the plastid is absent in an animal cell. Plastids are the cell organelles which imparts color. These are of three types. First, chloroplast, that contains the green colored pigment termed as chlorophyll. Second one is chromoplast, and the third one is leucoplast. Now, what does that mean? These plastids or these cell organelles that imparts color to the plant, the green colored plastid named as chlorophyll is present in the plastid named as chloroplast. The color other than green and white comes from the plastid termed as chromoplast. Chromo means color. And leuco means white or colorless. Okay. Plastids are color imparting cell organelles or substances. These are of three types. The first is chloroplast, second is chromoplast, and third is leucoplast. What is the use of these type of colored plastids or colored substances? We will be discussing it now. Now let us recall whatever cell organelles we just studied. Firstly, we studied about the basic structure of a cell that contains the basic components of the cell. These are firstly the cell membrane, second the cytoplasm, third the nucleus, and fourth the cell organelles. Okay. Cell membrane, cytoplasm, nucleus, and cell organelles. Then we studied about the cell membrane. This is a thin, delicate membrane, also called as plasma membrane. Membrane means layer. It is selectively or semi-permeable. In nature. As it allows certain materials to pass through it. Okay. what do you mean by certain materials which are passing through the membrane, and what are those kind of materials? इसलिए आप समझ लो, इसको समझने के लिए बेहतर तरीके से आप इसका एग्जाम्पल के तौर पे समझो कि देयर आर 3 types of membranes. One is semi, another one is selective, and the third one is impermeable. Okay, there are 3 kinds of membrane. In the first membrane, that is semi-permeable, you can take an example of lemon and water. Suppose this is lemon and this is water. Water is the universal solvent and lemon is the solute. Solute का मतलब जो mix किया जा रहा है. If we mix this lemon into water which have the same concentration, amount दोनों का same है, दोनों बराबर हैं, और हमने इन्हें mix किया, तो solvent और solute का अब क्या तैयार हुआ? एक mixture. अब इस mixture को membrane जो है, सबसे पहली membrane that is semi permeable membrane में अगर allow करेंगे, इसको pass कराएंगे, तो that is allowing only the solute to pass through it, but not the solvent. Sorry. Firstly, the semi-permeable membrane, it will allow all the solvent to pass through it, but not the solute. मतलब पानी को pass करा देगा, लेकिन lemon को नहीं. Okay. Second membrane, selective permeable. Same example, lemon and water. Blue is lemon and black is water. Water is solvent and lemon is solute. Same amount or same concentration. Now let us pass this mixture to second type of membrane, that is selective permeable membrane. Now it will allow all the solvent to pass through it, but certain solute also gets passed through it. Selective permeable membrane allows the solvent to pass through it, but few amount of solute also passes. Difference समझ में आया? Semi permeable, selective permeable. And the last membrane, that is called as the impermeable membrane, does not allow any solute or solvent to pass through it. Fine. अब सेल मेम्ब्रेन और प्लाज्मा मेम्ब्रेन का नेचर सेमी परमेबल या सेलेक्टिव परमेबल क्यों कहा गया है? क्योंकि इस टाइप की मेम्ब्रेन सेल्स के अंदर क्या लिक्विड या क्या मटेरियल जा रहा है इसकी परमिशन ग्रांट करती है. एंड ऑन व्हाट बेसिस इज दैट परमिशन ग्रांटेड, यू विल बी स्टडिंग अबाउट इट इन हायर क्लासेस, बिकॉज इसमें बहुत सारे ऑर्गेनल्स के बारे में, बहुत सारे कंपोनेंट्स के बारे में, एलिमेंट्स के बारे में और आएगा कि क्या होता है बॉडी के अंदर और किस तरीके से चार्जेस और एलिमेंट्स पास करते हैं. ओके, सो we should stick on this topic only for this standard, that is class 6th. membranes का टाइप आपको समझाया, ये आगे भी काम आएगा. ओके, सो फंक्शन सेल मेम्ब्रेन का क्या होगा, उसका नेचर तो आपको पता चल गया. सेल मेम्ब्रेन गिव्स अ डेफिनेट शेप to the cell. Okay, it gives a definite shape. Definite का मतलब जिसको आप ड्रॉ कर सको, जो आप देख सको. ठीक है. नेक्स्ट, it controls the movement of materials. Within the cell. विदिन का मतलब सेल के अंदर, विदिन द सेल एंड आउट ऑफ इट. सेल के अंदर और सेल के बाहर जाने वाले मटेरियल्स को कंट्रोल करता है, मूवमेंट. नेक्स्ट, प्रोवाइड्स प्रोटेक्शन, है ना. टू द इनर components of the cell. From any kind of injury, from any injury. Okay, this is the function and structure of the cell membrane. In plants, over the cell membrane, what is present? The cell wall. Okay, cell wall, which is present only in plant cell, does the same function which a cell membrane do. Cell wall adds protection to the cell, and also it provides definite shape to the cell. And one more thing you should be knowing, that cell wall is non-living. ठीक है, non-living मतलब dead है, मतलब ये उन सेल से बनी है जो डिवाइड नहीं कर सकते. And that structure which makes the cell wall is known as cellulose. Okay, cellulose क्या है? Complex carbohydrate. Okay, cell wall is made up of cellulose, which is non-living and is also called as complex carbohydrate. In the next class, we will be discussing about the other components of the cell, that is the cytoplasm, nucleus and cell organelles. For today, it's all up to this only because we have no time left. I hope you are understanding, you are able to understand these topics very easily. So don't forget to like the channel and subscribe it. See you in the next class. Till then, stay fit, stay good. Thank you.